That's Kyle Alivo, Iowa signee, the 8th ranked player in Wisconsin in the class of 2024. Kyle, man, appreciate the time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk strikeouts. 91 last year. You put that across the innings. That's like 15.2 per 9 inning, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So tell me about the mentality and approach and just that conviction of knowing that your stuff can win you any at bat.
Well, first, I think it comes to confidence. Like, when I'm on the mound, I have the most confidence on anybody. I think I can get anybody out. Doesn't matter who's up to bat. I think I always got the upper hand, and mostly it's relying on your stuff, like just making sure that, if the changeup's off, you got other pitches, you got other stuff you can go to. So, yeah.
Rank the pitches for me.
Well, first, I think my fastball's got to go 1, because if my fastball's on, it's pretty tough. And then slider's definitely 2. And then my changeup and sinker are kind of like interchangeable in my opinion, because like some days the changeup's a little slower than the sinker will work on if the guy's fouling it off or whatnot. So yeah, so probably fastball, slider, then changeup, sinker.
When you've already got that commitment in place, maybe some guys could get a little complacent. How did that kind of drive you to improve the game as you got to this point?
Well, I think committing younger like I did, it was I actually like it a lot because it made me stick to one program and commit to one coaching staff. Like the Iowa coaching staff, they put a lot on the line for me and they put a lot of trust in me. And I realized that from when I committed, they just made it feel like a home. So like I never took that for granted, and it always makes me want to work harder so I can play for them when I get older.
What was the point of emphasis for you though going into this season?
This season, I really want to get back to where we were. Left a sour taste in our mouth after we lost the state championship. So I think all the guys, we all can agree that we really want to get back to that stage and compete at the highest level.
Well, you know what it takes to win a state championship now. Just a couple weeks removed now from winning that basketball one, scoring 19 points in that title game. Yeah. What did you learn about finishing the process during that run?
It's tough. Like all kids got to be bought into it. For basketball, we experienced a loss in the sectional final last year, and we really didn't want that to happen again. So it's all kind of, you got knocked down and you got back up and you're ready to go and you knew what you had to do, and we did it.
Think about being here at LakePoint Sports. You were representing Wisconsin in the future games. I know there was a tension before. How did that change things for you in terms of ultimately getting that commitment?
It was really just the future games put me on the spot a lot. I had a few offers going into the future games, but like nothing like after. Like the future games really, if you look at the stands around you, it's filled every single seat with a college coach. So it's really cool, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Obviously a senior. Last year you got to share the stage with Braden, your brother. Now Brody is on the team too. What's that been like, to kind of be able to have this shared moment with brothers?
I think it's really cool. You grow up playing wiffle ball in the backyard with them, and it's just cool to see them growing up and playing with me on the field. It's something you can't really, it's just, I don't know, it's like never really thought it could happen, but it did.
I'm sure if you were to ask them, they would say Big Brother's kind of one of their influences, but who's influenced you as a player?
Well, I'd probably have to say my dad and my grandpa and my uncle, all three of them are like really important role models for me, because ever since I was a young kid, they've always done everything they could to get me better at the game. If that meant going hitting late at night, my dad would do it with me, or if my grandpa would come pick me up, we'd go hit. My uncle, he always comes hits late at night with me all the time now, so it's like they all put in the time for me, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it takes a village, right? Everybody sees you at signing day and they think, okay, it's all the talent, but sometimes it's about the people that help you get to that point. Sure. All right, you talked a little bit about it, but I always love to see it in action, so I'm going to get a ball in your hand and have you show us your grip. Sound good?
Yeah. So first off, I got a 4-seam fastball. I hold it like this. I like to keep a little bit of space in the pocket here to make me really get a feel for it and really rip down on the seams. Next pitch, I got a changeup. Normally on my changeup, I see this part right here. I try and put this finger on the little loop of the seam right here, so I can really peronate and push down off this ring finger. And my slider, I see the 2 seams here. I take my pointer finger, put it on the loop here, and I take my middle finger and put it on the other seam so I really can grip down. And the most important part with this pitch is really my thumb placement. I put my thumb here, so it also really helps it to keep good control on it and stuff. So my next pitch would be my sinker. Sinker, I kind of hold it like a 2-seam, but then I close my fingers, and I really think when I throw it, I want to rip it right off my pointer finger. So I try and rip it like this, and yeah, it gives it that little run.
Come on, man, great stuff. Appreciate you taking the time. You're welcome. If you're not already, make sure you follow LakePoint Sports on all our social media channels. You hit that subscribe button on YouTube, you get so many more of the athletes that come here to show out.